All right, y'all. This is our take. This is Mark the moderator.
This is Leaf, Brooklyn forever.
Yo, Avery the Process. Shout to Scottie Pippen.
Yo, this is G Pat down here in Charlotte, North Carolina.
All right, so we got another guest joining us this week. Mr. Gordon G. Pat is in the house, and this is going to get real interesting, man. So let's get some NBA talk going, and let's talk about The Last Dance, the last 2 episodes that just aired Sunday night. What's your take? And what I want to streamline it towards is what a lot of people is talking about, the controversy about Michael Jordan and the lack of him speaking out during his time about the black plight and things that was going on with us, and the fact that he didn't want to say anything and some of his statements. What's your take on it? Y'all, Lee, start with you.
All right, first and foremost, I would like to start off with, Michael Jordan's a snitch. I would just like to say that. This has been 3 out of 4 episodes. He not even straight dry snitching out here. He just on the stand like he got immunity, right? He just snitching like crazy. Like, this shit is crazy. It was Horace Grant. I'm like, wow, bro, what's going on? Right?
No, it's like New Jack City. He's like, the light-skinned dude did it.
Yeah, like this shit bigger than me, right?
You do know he's the editor, right? He has editorial rights, right?
And he's still snitching. Like, that shit crazy, right?
Jordan has editorial rights.
All right. So, as far as the question, right? It's ill because he came in, right after what Kareem did, Muhammad and those guys, and you expected someone on his stature and the platform that he had at that time to fill those shoes, right? And which he didn't. So he chose his branding over what most people would say would be the right thing, over his people, over the ones that's buying the sneakers. At that time, the people that was getting robbed and killed for the sneakers. The comment that he made that Republican buy sneakers too, true statement, but you gotta still know like what you're saying. Even though, because growing up, when I heard that, I always thought he said that to the media. I didn't know he just said that amongst 3 teammates.
Mm-hmm. That makes a difference.
Right?
It gives a context.
So it was still, it's still kind of crazy here. And everybody know here, like, Gordon, you probably don't know, I'm a Jordan collector. Like, you know what I mean? I'm a sneakerhead. Half my sneaker collection is Jordan. You feel what I'm saying?
Okay.
So, like, to hear that is crazy. And my motto was this. I'm not here for no one who's an athlete to come save me or come save my people or give me anything. But at the same time, you do have the platform and you could make a difference. Like, your words can mean the most to someone else who's looking up to you, the same way they look up to your game on the court. Your words can plant a seed of hope. You feel what I'm saying?
Of course, yeah.
And I think he never provided that for people who really could have used it.
Correct. I agree.
All right, Avery, you go. Leave, you let him off the hook a lot, but I'm
Oh no, I did. Because I don't feel, because like I just said, I don't feel that's an entertainer, athlete, or anybody's place. That's how I thought. That's how I grew up. I don't feel that's their place. But he still had the opportunity to do it.
But let me say this. I keep saying this. Like, me and Mark go back and forth about this. And I say, like, yes, everybody's not an activist. I get that whole thing. However, the thing is that being an activist, being a role model, that's not your choice. You know what I'm saying? Like, you chose to sit in this seat. You chose to capitalize off of everything that you do to make this world turn. Michael Jordan's effect on, forget about Chicago, forget about Charlotte, forget about basketball, globally, Michael Jordan's effect globally, to me, showed that he had no choice but to make certain stances, which he decided against. You know what I'm saying? I almost feel like, so follow me. Yo, I know it's gonna sound crazy, but yo, in my eyes, God picked the wrong one. You know what I'm saying? Like, He picked the wrong one. Mike capitalized off of all of us. You just said you got a closet full of Jordans, B. Mike ain't never do nothing for you but give your childhood some memories of basketball. Outside of me and you looking like Mike with the ball head, B, Mike ain't really do nothing for us.
Listen, but go ahead, I'm sorry.
It's not his, I get it. Everybody's on this. It's not his social responsibility. But you know what? It is. You know what I mean? It is his social responsibility. Because at the end of the trip, at the end of all of this, if you and I are exchanging gifts or whatever the case is, you got to give me something back, brother. If I made you rich, if I got you somewhere, you don't go into business with nobody and not reap the benefits of the return. You got to give me something back in return. And I feel like Mike, if you look at it, and I think as being younger, obviously we didn't look at it from that age, but now from that perspective, but now being older, looking in hindsight, you know what I'm saying? Where we are as black men, you like, Dad, Mike didn't drop the ball. He dropped the stage. He dropped everything. So I'm not giving Mike a pass for that. I'm sorry. I'm not giving.
Yo, let me say this, Abe.
About it. Whoa.
Yo, Abe, if I was in the room with you right now, I would kiss that bald head of yours, man, because you are right on point, kid.
I must say,
I definitely love what you said. But Gordon, what's your take?
Hey, you know what? I'm feeling that. I really am. And ideally, I would have liked for him to have taken a stand. However, you guys got to really look at where he was coming from. Like you said, now I'm to your point, you said everybody's not built for that stage. You know what I'm saying? So different eras, people had to move a little different. So when we're comparing to, say, we reach back to the Jim Browns and the Queen, they moved as a group. It wasn't one individual guy. They had a group. That was a whole civil rights thing going on right there. So now we fast forward to the 80s when Mike comes in. Mike is coming in with the mindset, hey, I just want to be a basketball player, right? I want to be this competitive guy. That's what moved him. That's what he wanted to do. He just wanted to play basketball and be great at it. So that was his motivation. So when you throw in this whole social thing, you don't know how this whole thing can go when you enter that arena, right? Because we see what happened with Cap and stuff like that. Not that they're on the same level from an athletic standpoint. However, when you throw that into the mix, we don't know if Mike actually becomes the Michael Jordan we know, because his whole image was so carefully crafted that we don't know what would have happened. That's another.
Damn, son. Yo, Gordon whole theme change. You seen that?
Yo, it went dark. Yo, because the camera's like, yo, what is he talking about? Hold on, wait a minute. Yo, the darkness.
Mark turned out my light. But yeah, that's what I would say about that, because I mean that, you know, he was like, you got to look at that whole era of basketball, man. It was all about competition. So they weren't really in that. Maybe once you get to the 90s, maybe we can talk about that. But like a lot of things he didn't see coming like that.
Well, okay, but when you say that, let me just add this context to it, because Michael Jordan in that piece, what we seen Sunday was his problem he had with Reebok on a global scale, and he took a stance against Reebok. So he felt, so it wasn't so much about basketball at that point. He still had a feeling that, I'm not going to represent Reebok because I'm a Nike dude. And, he pick and chose. But like Avery said, when you sit in that seat.
That's not true, Mark. That's not true, because he didn't want Nike. So what you just said is wrong.
No, he was already with Nike during the Olympics when he didn't want to wear.
Oh, okay.
The Reebok sweatsuit. He didn't want to show the Reebok emblem. He made sure And he also told other players to do the same thing, to follow him. So that's what I'm saying. Michael Jordan picked and chose what he cared to care about. And to Avery's point, a lot of times activism isn't a choice. Sometimes, it is a expectation and responsibility placed on you. Because if you think about something, think about this. If Jackie Robinson didn't stand up the way he did, where would we be at now? When you really think about some of the sports activists that have sacrificed what they sacrificed for now, you have to give back on the platform which that man had. That man had one of the largest platforms ever globally.
You're right. He was.
But all right, hold on. So you just said it's it's a person's responsibility. What makes it a person's responsibility? What makes it your responsibility if you become this global sports show figure? What makes it your responsibility? Who came up with that rule?
Let me explain it to you. The same way when, right, we questioned Jay-Z for what he did with the platform that he had against Cap. Jay-Z, he didn't ask for that, but that was placed upon him because the seat he sit in. When you sit in certain seats, there's a certain expectation placed upon you. Yo, there are certain words that as a black man that, people expect you to speak out, to do the quote unquote right thing.
You didn't answer my question yet, though. You didn't answer my question yet.
No, because it's already given because of the platform which you sit on, with which you have. That's where it comes from. Nothing that you grab at it. It's that you can move the masses. That's the difference.
Listen, let me say this. I think, in my opinion, look, my perspective is that one too many times you have people that sit in this pulpit of greatness, particularly, black athletes, and they don't change the idea of expectation. That's the problem that I have with it. So, and what I mean by that is that it's always, we get to a certain point and then we're mum on things. Like, we're completely quiet. It's like we almost forgot. One thing where I will say Mike gets a slight pass, and not a whole pass. Let's be clear about this. We get a slight pass. And I say this about a lot of black people too. Not every black person was born in the struggle. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of black people that are middle class. They don't even identify with the black struggle. You know what I'm saying? But for me, Mike being in the arenas, being and seeing the experiences that he's seen at that point in time, and I'm gonna piggyback off of that Reebok point, for him to be so adamant, like, I'm gonna wear this flag around my shoulders and not show Reebok, right? But on the flip side, to have the first black male try to hold a seat in Congress or the Senate, whatever it was in Charlotte, for you not to have said anything, not a word, and just, I'm gonna give you some money. It's the repetitive, that's the narrative where white folks do to black men, right? They say, listen, y'all good with a couple of dollars. Y'all gonna be quiet. Y'all not gonna say nothing. That he repeated that cycle just from a different perspective of being black. So yes, I agree with what you're trying to say, Leaf. Like, how is it? Where's this rule that it's my responsibility? There's no written rule. The thing is that at some point you gotta realize that, your effect is not just, I'm affecting people in this room. My effect, when I get told, people are killing each other over my sneakers, and your response comes to Republicans buy sneakers too, or that's asinine to me as a black man.
Oh, no, I agree with that part.
That's insane.
I agree with that. It's the rest that I'm like, I don't know. All right, so you just said, him giving money to the dude that was running, what was that, for mayor or Congress or whatever?
And
right?
Still lost.
But listen, if you think about it, if we're talking about the American way, that's how it's done. If I want to help you get somewhere, and then I want you to wash my hands after you get in, I'm paying my way to you. I ain't making no statement. When it comes to your campaign, I'm giving you the most bread. And then when you get in office, I'm gonna walk in.
Let me clarify that though, Leaf. That's the white American way. Let's clarify that. That's the white American political way.
But Leaf, there's a piece which you're missing. He was going up against Jesse Helms, who was a known racist redneck cracker at that time, and that people wanted him out of office. And people felt that Michael Jordan could have moved the needle to get more people to vote and get that dude out of office because of the atrocities that he was doing at that time during his 4-year period. So it's a little deeper than you don't throw money at that kind of problem, okay? Because that right there is systematic.
See, but once again, and I agree with you with everything that you're saying, but it's all a thought, right? Because we thought Obama backing Hillary was going to help her win the last election, which it didn't.
But that's an afterthought, but I'm saying at the time. But hold on, we're going to come right back to this. We're not done yet. We'll be right back, y'all. This is Our Take. Thank you for tuning in. Peace.
Love y'all.
Leaf, what you got over there, son?